Hey there, this is Vic. Today we're talking about where AI risk actually lives, and I'll give you a hint. It's not where most people are looking. Fortune 500 company deployed an AI system with a flawless dashboard, green across the board, every metric healthy. 6 months later, they were in a regulatory inquiry, and the vendor contract said they owned all the liability. The dashboard didn't fail, the contract did. If you're in legal, compliance, security, or executive leadership, and AI vendors are on your roadmap, this video is for you. By the end, you know exactly where AI risk actually lives, why dashboards create a false sense of security, and the specific contract clauses that quietly shift all the liability back to you. And I'll show you what the most mature organizations do differently before deployment, not after an incident. Let's break this down. Everyone is investing AI dashboards right now. Risk dashboards, model monitoring dashboards, vendor assurance dashboards. And while those tools absolutely have value, they're not where your most serious AI risks live. Your real AI risks live somewhere much quieter, in your contracts. As we move into 2026, I'm seeing a consistent pattern. Organizations prioritize visibility but avoid accountability. When AI works, dashboards look impressive, but when something goes wrong, a biased outcome, a privacy violation, or a regulatory inquiry, dashboards don't get called into the boardroom. Legal does, compliance does, the executive team does, and the first question is never, what did the dashboard say? It's, who approved this, who owns it, and who is liable? Those answers don't live in dashboards, they live in contracts. Most organizations focus on what feels controllable. Dashboards give a sense of confidence. Metrics feel objective, alerts feel proactive. And to be clear, these tools are useful, but they answer the wrong question. They tell you what the system is doing, not who is responsible when it causes harm. Dashboards show performance. They do not define ownership. They do not tell you who approved a model, who controls retraining, or who is accountable when outcomes affect customers, patients, or citizens. And this is where many AI programs quietly fail, because visibility without accountability is not governance, it's theater. Dashboards support decision-making. They do not replace responsibility. Quick note, if you're finding this valuable, please hit subscribe. I break down AI governance without all the hype. And next week, I'm covering the specific contract language you need to look for. AI risk becomes a real the moment something goes wrong. Not when a metric spikes, but when there's an impact, a discriminatory decision, a data exposure, a regulator asking uncomfortable questions. And at that moment, the conversation shifts very quickly. The boardroom isn't filled with engineers. It's filled with legal, compliance, risk, and executives. And the focus turns to contracts. Let me give you an example. I've seen an organization discover that their AI vendor's contract allowed retraining on customer data without explicit consent. The dashboard showed green across the board. Every metric looked healthy. Legal discovered the problem during a regulatory inquiry. Not because something broke, but because someone finally read the fine print. That's not a tooling problem. That's a governance failure. I've seen AI vendors with polished dashboards and impressive monitoring tools, but contracts that quietly shift all the liability back to the customer. Broad data usage rights, minimal identification, ambiguous ownership language. When that happens, the technical risk becomes a legal and reputational one. AI systems don't operate in a vacuum. They operate inside agreements, obligations, and regulatory expectations. And contracts are where those realities are defined. Organizations that manage AI risk well do something very different. They don't treat AI contracts as procurement paperwork. They treat them as risk instruments. Legal, security, compliance, and business leaders are involved early, not after deployment, not after an incident. They ask hard questions up front. Who owns model decisions? Who controls updates and retraining? What happens if outcomes cause harm? Here's a specific red flag to look for. Watch for language around model updates at vendor's discretion. That's where control quietly shifts away from your organization. A weak indemnification clause might say the vendor is responsible to the extent permitted by law, which often means very little. A strong clause clearly assigns liability for model failures, data misuse, and third-party claims. The difference between those two sentences can be millions of dollars and months of regulatory scrutiny. Dashboards still matter. Monitoring still matters. But those tools exist in a governance structure, not in place of one. The most mature organizations understand this. Dashboards provide insight. Contracts assign accountability. And this isn't just good practice. Frameworks like the EU AI Act and the NIST AI RMF explicitly expect documented accountability. Dashboards don't satisfy that requirement. Contracts do. As AI scales, the question won't be how good your dashboard looked. It will be whether your organization understood its obligations, ownership, and risk exposure. You're responsible for AI decisions, and this feels familiar. You're not alone. Contracts, not dashboards, will determine who carries responsibility when AI fails. Thank you for watching, and if this was useful, please hit subscribe. I'm breaking down what responsible, defensible AI governance actually looks like, clearly, practically, and without all the hype. Next week, I'm covering the 5 contract clauses every AI buyer needs to negotiate. I'll see you in the next one.